loud for editing.
We are back on another Thursday.
Yes. Thursday. Yes, I'm on Thursday.
For a new episode of The Really High Show with M and T.
And I'm M.
And I'm T.
And she's really high.
Like, I need this to still be a function at high, or this is going to be a really long show. Like, we're going to head back to, like, when we did the first show.
Oh, my God.
It's
I have to do it in parts.
But we are back this week to talk about a few topics that have graced our presence over the past week that we thought we would share with y'all.
Thanks, Internet. Thanks, Internet. One of the ones we're going to talk about is the passing of Jessica Walter. That was very sad. I really enjoyed her as a, actress. I loved her in Arrested Development, and then again as Archer's mom in Archer, and all the other many roles that she's been in throughout her career.
Yep. So we're gonna just kind of pay homage to her for a little bit. We're also going to talk about this week's episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Yes. So, hopefully y'all have been watching and been as upset for Cap as we have. But we'll be talking about that too.
And then in the state we live in, which is New Mexico, this week we actually got the bill finally passed to make recreational weed legal for the whole state. And so since we are a high show, we're going to cover that because yay! Weed! Legal weed!
And we're also going to talk about Lil Nas X, who broke everybody's brains this past week, releasing his new video, and people just completely ignoring why he did it and just wanting to bitch.
Yes.
Remember I told you we needed hashtag bitch nation?
Yes,
I'm telling you, bitch nation.
Yes. And then, of course, we will follow up with our random thought for the week.
Okay, first we're going to start with Jessica Walter. I was late to the game with Arrested Development, so I knew her as Archer.
Archer's mom, yes, Mallory.
Mallory. She was the voice of his mom. And I find this funny because I love that character. She was like, she didn't put up with shit. I loved it. And then I saw Arrested Development, and I'm just like, well, now I know why they got her to do Archer's mom.
It was really funny because some of the pictures that were on the internet was a picture of her from Arrested Development and the same kind of suit, holding a drink, and then from Archer, the same pose.
And the only difference is gray hair. That's it. It's just gray hair.
Pretty much. That's it. That's all it was. It's that's the difference between the characters.
She was extremely entertaining, and we bring up the two. She had a longer career than just the two, but. Just like many actors, there are going to be those parts you do that people are going to remember you for all time.
Yeah.
And so, that's it for us. So we're really sad to see that she passed away this week.
Yes. All right, so let's talk about the new episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And so let's firstly go back, because this kind of touches with what we're going to talk about later on in the show. Mm-hmm. And let's talk about how people reacted to the actual new Captain America in the show, which we kind of talked about last episode. But let's touch on it a little bit more because it's come out again that now the actor is getting death threats because of the character that he plays. And let's take this moment to remind everybody, they are actors. That's not real. Stop associating.
They're fictional characters!
They're fictional characters.
How are people throwing death threats to him? Come on. Do better. Yes, it has. The storyline has resonated a feeling in people because Captain America is not a product. He was a person.
Yes.
And yes, a symbol at that, but we get it. But you need to understand, fictional.
This guy is doing his job. He is making you hate him, which is what he was paid to do.
As an actor.
He has a family. He is Kurt Russell's son, for Christ's sake, and Goldie Hawn's son. So please, stop. That being said, This episode was really good because it brought up a couple of things that I didn't like. First off, But at one point, it was like, is he being controlled still, or is that his free will? But then when we went back and watched it, it was more like, okay, he's playing the part to get into the area that they needed to get into. But still, at the same time, you're just like, so is this going to last? Is he going to, like, revert back? Like, is he going to get tripped somehow?
Well, I
have so many questions.
I do realize that, oh gosh, because honestly, I feel like it could go the direction, like, yes, he's playing the part. That was the deal of, working with Zemo, which, of course, the jailhouse hypothetical, awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
That was totally awesome.
That was great.
But yeah, from the beginning, when we saw him appear at the end of the last episode, and it was that question, it's like, what are you talking about? You need to meet with him. And then, of course, the first thing he says when they meet with him, I need to meet with him alone. I'm like,
and it's like, no, do you not, like, remember? Like,
there was a whole movie based on what just happened when you two were alone. Like, seriously, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see how the scene and the dynamic played out.
Yep.
And it was really interesting for me to finally see one of the fictional cities that I grew up with, comic fan-wise, where many things have happened in, actually brought to life for once. So that was really interesting for me. I got very excited about that.
And we need to actually bring up something that we realized we missed in the last episode that we didn't talk about, was the introduction of the Black Captain America.
Right.
I mean, honestly, that whole episode did so well to kind of... Marvel's doing really good at the whole... Black Lives Matter. Yeah, they're really pushing this narrative. So I feel like it was interesting how, one, you're finding out that there was a black super soldier in the 50s, and I'm just like, okay, I need a moment to process that. I need a moment to, because I mean, yeah, it's kind of like how Wilson responded to it.
Yes.
It's just kind of like, how did we not know this?
How did I not know this? How did Cap know this? And
do you realize how that would have meant, like, just with kids watching Black Panther? You realize how that would have meant a lot for me to know that?
Yeah.
And then they took and experimented on him, because you even asked the question, like, how is he old? And I had thought the same thing, because I was like, aren't they supposed to, like, be young forever?
They're supposed to be able to age very slowly.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, he was old. I was like, that's not...
Yeah.
Right. So, and then right after that, it's like you're dealing with the past. You're learning that something happened in the past, and then you're like, oh wait, not much changed. And then and that cop is just like, is this man bothering you?
And
I was just like,
are you kidding me?
Oh my god! And of course, when the minute they found out he was Falcon, they were just like, oh sorry, Mr. Wilson.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't realize you were the Falcon. You're not a regular black guy, so
I didn't recognize you without your goggles.
You're okay now. But I think that's one of the things I like that I'm seeing with this series, is that it's a sense of continuing to acknowledge, hey, there needs to be more notoriety for black actors, black writers, all of that. They heard the call, and they had totally taken that into consideration. So they're coming up with some really creative dialogue and storylines to go along with it.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I definitely have been. It was upsetting to hear that the actor has been getting death threats like this. He's doing his job. Let's say, I mean,
if you hate the character that much,
he's doing his job.
And trust us, there's times that we think, oh, okay, we're going to give this character a chance because he's supposed to be the new Cap. And then he says something and we're just like...
And he did it in this episode, that he essentially went and said that it doesn't matter, like, the government's going to brush off whatever we do. It doesn't matter as long as we get the job done. And I'm like, Cap wouldn't say that.
Right?
Captain America wouldn't say that. And then
that's not what Captain America would say.
Yep, and that's why I feel like my response to the character was said quite well with the guy when they tried to get information out of him, and he pushed him up against the wall and said, do you know who I am? And he said, yes, and I don't care. And I'm just like, yeah, because, he could have said, what, some guy who dressed up in a Captain America suit? So, I mean, we try to be like, no, he's helping America, he's doing his part.
He's doing them because nobody else wanted to. And then he says something and we're like, oh.
And then he opens his mouth and it's just like, okay, no.
No.
But it's coming along good. Ooh, and of course we got to see action fighting. Oh, yes, that's right. I'm trying to remember her name.
I can't remember her name either.
Captain America. He married her, and it's her niece.
This is what happens when you're really high, guys.
Oh my God. Carter's niece.
Yeah, Agent Carter's niece.
Carter's niece.
That's who we're talking about.
Yes, she made her appearance in this episode, so it was cool to see where she's been, which unfortunately is not back home because she cannot go back home.
And you find out why.
Yes. So watching these, I am wondering, because they mentioned it in last week's episode. We really don't know what happened during the blip.
No.
Everything that's coming out is what happened after everybody came back.
Right, it's 5 years later.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, like, is that what, Doctor Strange and in this show, like, is there going to be the moments is there something that's going to happen with Marvel that they're going to have to answer? Okay, yeah, millions of people disappeared. What happened during that time? Because, I mean, there's a whole organization with this show that's, like, still working as if the blip is still going on.
Yes.
So I'm just kind of like, okay, well, what happened during the blip? So that, I will say, I'm hoping that that's touched on, because I thought about that myself when everybody came back in Endgame. It's just like, well, what have y'all been doing for 5 years when we were gone?
Trying to figure out, like, how to get everybody back.
Exactly. So, looking forward to next week's episode. Liking it so far. It's stop it. Stop it.
Be better.
Yes, be better. So, yay! New Mexico has come around. At least, in 8 years. 8 years!
We finally will have a recreational weed. It probably won't take effect, like I said, until next year. Yeah. But at least it will start moving in that direction.
And I am really happy. I'm really happy. First of all, I feel like local government, state government is listening.
Finally.
Finally. And it's like with this one thing, it's been talked about for years. So I'm glad that they really took the time to see the benefits of doing that. And frankly, I'm just looking forward to, like, schools getting better, roads getting better.
Yes, that's what I'm looking forward to. Not only will I be happy to be able to buy weed, I can buy weed in stores currently. But it'll be nice to take, like, Teresa, who doesn't have a medical card, into a store with me, and we can buy weed together now, and that will be nice. Like, I don't have to be like, hey, you wait in the car while I go buy this weed, and I'll be right back.
Yes, Miss Daisy, I'll be driving.
It'll be nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice to actually walk into a dispensary and be like, oh my God, nobody's going to tackle me. Where's your card? Yeah. Like, I'm looking forward to that.
Kind of like how we went in Vegas.
Exactly. So the one thing I am looking forward to, and I feel like, this is the battle, one of the battles won, but not the war, because when it comes to federal, it's still illegal.
But it's getting closer. Like, there are more states now that are supporting and have recreational legalized than there were before, and it's getting there. So hopefully this will keep going as a trend, and we'll see more states join New Mexico and every other state that's legalized it so far. And maybe eventually we will have a whole it'll be legal all over the nation, and we won't have to do this anymore. Because that's realistically where we're going. So that would be great. She's making weird faces at me.
Woo!
You try not to sneeze?
No. I think Permagrid's coming on.
Oh my God.
I might be real excited about the news.
You're really excited about legal weed.
I'm like, yay! So, this week, Lil Nas X, who I honestly feel like just spends his days coming up with ideas on how to, like, break a conservative's brain.
You see the video, too. Like, I had started seeing it because it was your birthday this weekend. And so when I got in the car, we were hanging out for your birthday. I'm like, oh my God, you have to see this video. Not only because everybody's talking about it, but because he, like, in booty shorts and, like, lap dances. And I'm like, yes, and he pole dances all the way down to hell, and it's great. It's great. It's awesome.
I have to say, I didn't know anything about this video until wanted to show it to me, and like the controversy hadn't started yet.
Yeah, it had barely started. It barely started. Like there was tiny little bits of outrage. That's why I saw it. It's because I saw a little bit of memes pop up, and I'm like, "What are you all talking about? I want to see what this video is." And I watch it, and I'm like, "Okay."
So I believe the name of the song is Montanero, which is his legal name, and it. Pretty much this album is, because it will be coming out in April, I believe. At the end of April. The whole basis of this song was a literal visual examination of what he's been told his whole life,
yes,
and keeping his true self hidden from the public. I mean, it even starts out, he even writes a letter to his 14-year-old self,
yep,
about how, yes, I know we promised we would not be this person and we would hide it, but we can't do that. I mean, it is like one of the coolest conception videos I've seen.
And it's literally like him saying like a big middle finger to like all of Christianity and what he'd been told the rest of his life, all of his life. Like, if you act this way, you're going to go to hell. And he's like, okay, not only am I going to go to hell, but I'm going to pole dance all the way down there, and then I'm going to fucking rule.
So, of course, you now have parents. It's really parents that are complaining that they don't want to be parents. Is where it's coming down to. They are complaining.
That brings up like stuff we've covered before in previous videos. If you're too lazy to be a parent, other than giving your child an iPad or a phone,
mm-hmm,
and walking out of the room and then want to bitch about what they see, shut up.
Yep.
Just shut up.
Ugh. So yes, that's what is happening, is people automatically saw this video. They were just like, he's sensationalizing Satan, and it's not right, it's not Christian, and oh, he's gay. And I'm like, you realize that this kid, for all his life, just like you said, he just gave you a visual presentation of what Christians have been telling him all his life. And I'm just like, but somehow you're okay saying it. But when it's right in your face and what you've been telling them, now you got a problem with it? I'm just like, oh, no.
You're just... And then the other controversy is apparently he released a shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Nike, it's not affiliated. It's just got the swoosh on it. And then it has 666 on it, and apparently it has...
There's
human blood
in the soul of the...
So, I don't know where you buy your shoes, but there's probably more blood in other shoes that you don't even want to know about.
Yes, agreed.
I'm like, didn't Cardi B, like, come be popular with a song about that?
Oh, yes! Like, these are blood shoes.
Yeah.
So,
like,
shut
about
it. and it's just,
Again,
it's interesting. People just... One person literally came on a page, like, one of the reasons Lil Nas X stayed in the closet was there. It's one thing when, because this happened when I was younger, I was always told that being gay was a white problem. It was a white problem. Like, in the black community, it is still an issue for people to acknowledge that a black man can be gay and black and still love the Lord. So essentially, you still have this issue of, yes, you can be a rapper, but you can't be a gay rapper, because black men are hard and you can't be hard if you're gay. So he already is closing himself off to be in the profession, right? So I just found it interesting when somebody came up and started talking about how he's not a role model, how he's not this, how he's not that. And I'm just like, you realize there is a gay black child or teen that is seeing this man right now and not looking at it as, oh, hell yeah, he went down a stripper pole, because that's what we're thinking. For that child, he's looking at somebody that, as you said, gave the middle finger to society, he was tired of people telling him who to be. He's like, this is who I am, and this is who I'm going to be. And I'm going to control how I handle things creatively, and if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. And frankly, how could you have a better role model than that?
Literally, he actually said in one of the statements that came out with all this, he literally said, I am an adult. I'm going to make music for adults. Mm-hmm. You're a parent. Why don't you be a parent?
Exactly.
It's not my job to parent your child.
It's amazing. This is like the third time I think that we brought. I don't know what's happening in this country.
It's really bad,
it's
y'all.
Bad.
Like, you need to be a parent. Like, everything in the last month has been basically boiling down to stop blaming entertainers and things for your lack of being a fucking parent.
It is literally the age-old thing going. Like, that's been going on since the 60s and 70s, which is still embarrassing. Like, nothing has changed. I kind of feel like if your complaint, the reason you're like, no, they just shouldn't do it, is that you're going to have a conversation with your child, then you never should have been a parent. Yeah. Like, these are the opportunities that people keep talking about when they're like, well, we need to make sure we're giving more, attention to our children and letting them know things, and they should learn things from their parents. Hello, this is that opportunity.
Yeah, take it. Stop running away from it. Stop blaming media and stuff for it, and just talk to your kids. Spend some time and talk to your kids.
I want them boots, though.
Yes.
Damn, those
like
boots.
Some of those outfits, man. Like, I'm just like, wow. And the fact that he played multiple characters.
Yep. The boy's creative. Some people will look at it that he's like, oh no, he's just grasping for attention. Well, you know what?
He's creative.
He's creative in doing and grasping that attention. Other people do it different ways. At least he's just like, I'm gonna look fabulous while I do.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, Lil Nas X. Keep lap dancing, showing people. Fuck you.
Yes. That.
So, we are at our last segment of the show, which is Random Thought. We have gotten some good ones since we started this segment, and of course we have another one now.
If you're not doing laundry naked, the laundry is never done.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That is true.
Like, seriously, because you're still wearing clothes and they have to get washed. So, I mean, unless you're actually doing it butt-ass naked. Oh, but you know what? I just came up with an idea. No, because then you still have to wash that. I was like, if you wear a robe, then you're not naked, and it's not, like, functional clothes, but you do have to wash the robe at some time.
At some time. So what if, like, you have your robe for laundry day? So then you're always...
Oh, see?
Yeah.
There's a loophole.
Yeah, because my whole thing is I'm like, okay, I could see walking around naked if it's you or you and your partner.
Yeah.
But if you I got a house of 7 people. Like I'm
I'm not gonna walk around naked.
That's not happening.
Kids,
And I don't want my kids walking around naked. That just doesn't work for me.
Look, naked time must be laundry day.
Exactly. I mean, it's probably great for a nudist household. But
they don't wear clothes anyway, so their laundry is less.
How is it that they don't even get away with socks?
Some of them wear socks.
See, they gotta wash those then. So technically, they would be completely naked on laundry.
Maybe they have laundry socks.
Laundry socks?
The socks that they wear when they do the laundry.
But, okay, socks are different than a robe, though. Socks are, like, if you just walk in socks, they're not walking in socks and shoes. So your socks are gonna get dirty the minute you put them on. You can step in a puddle of water, some dirt, like, then you gotta wash them. Laundry socks do not work. That does not work at all.
Oh my god, okay.
So thank you for joining us again on another Thursday for the Really High Show. I would just like y'all, we would like you all to know that after April 20th, we'll be taking a break. Actually, it would be the 22nd, because April 20th on Tuesday. But pretty much our last show, our show for a while will be April 22nd. After that, we'll be back sometime in July? Yes. Because we got kids and
life, we need to do things, so we got other shows.
And we can, so that's just what we're doing. So please hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, keep sharing it with your friends, and thank you everyone who has supported our page so far, and we just hope to grow and keep doing what we do.
So I'm M.
I'm T.
And we are really, really high.